Long ago in the land we now call Thailand, people did not use money to buy things. There were no coins or paper notes in their pockets. Instead, they used a system called barter. This means they traded goods and services directly with each other. If a farmer had a lot of rice but needed fish, he would find a fisherman who had extra fish. They would agree on a fair trade, maybe one big basket of rice for a string of 5 fish. This simple way of exchanging items was really the foundation of the early economy. It worked well in small villages where everyone knew each other and what they had to offer. This system of barter was very personal and based on immediate needs. A potter might trade a beautifully crafted clay pot for a bundle of hand-woven cloth. A hunter could exchange dried meat for salt, which was a very valuable good used to preserve food. People traded tools, fruits, vegetables, and even animals like chickens or pigs. The value of each item wasn't fixed. It depended on how much someone wanted it and how much of it was available. This made trading a skill, requiring good negotiation and an understanding of what your neighbors needed and valued at that specific moment. However, the barter system had its limitations, which became more obvious as communities grew larger and trade routes expanded. What if the fisherman didn't need rice that day? The farmer would have to find someone else to trade with, or maybe find something the fisherman did want. This problem is called the double coincidence of wants, where both people must have what the other desires at the same time. It could be really inconvenient and time-consuming. Also, some goods were difficult to divide. You couldn't easily trade half a live chicken for a small amount of herbs, making small transactions very tricky. To solve some of these problems, people started using common items as a form of early money. These were goods that everyone agreed were valuable and could be used in many trades. In the region of Southeast Asia, items like cowrie shells, special beads, and blocks of salt became popular mediums of exchange. These items were more durable than food, easier to carry, and could be divided into smaller units for different transactions. This was an important step forward. It was the beginning of moving away from simple barter toward a more organized and flexible system for trade, setting the stage for the eventual arrival of coins. The lands of Siam, as Thailand was once known, were located at a crossroads of major maritime trade routes. For centuries, ships from faraway lands like India, China, and even the Persian Gulf sailed to its ports. These foreign merchants did not come to barter for chickens or rice. They brought with them a new and fascinating concept: coins. These were small, portable pieces of metal with specific weights and markings, guaranteed by a king or a state. The earliest coins to arrive in the region came from ancient civilizations, including the Roman Empire and various Indian kingdoms. Local people saw these strange and shiny objects being used for complex trades. Among the most influential early foreign coins were those from the Funan and Vardavadi cultures, which flourished in the area from the 1st to the 11th centuries. These kingdoms were heavily influenced by Indian culture and religion, and they adopted the use of coinage. Archaeologists have found many silver coins from this period. They often had symbols like the sun, a conch shell, or a water vase, which were important in their beliefs. These coins were not just used for buying and selling. They were also symbols of the king's power and the kingdom's reach. Their standardized weight and design made trade much easier and more reliable than bartering. The presence of these foreign coins slowly changed how local people thought about money and value. Instead of guessing the worth of a basket of rice, a coin represented a clear, accepted value. This made large-scale and long-distance trade much more efficient. A merchant from Siam could sell goods to a trader from China and receive coins that could then be used to buy spices from an Indian merchant. This created a more connected and dynamic regional economy. The local people started to understand the convenience of a monetary system, and local rulers saw how coins could help them collect taxes and manage their kingdoms more effectively. Even though these foreign coins were used, they were not a universal currency for everyone. In many villages, people continued to barter for their daily needs. The coins were mostly used by merchants, elites, and rulers in bustling port cities and trade centers. However, their influence was undeniable. They introduced the very idea of a standardized, portable form of wealth. This exposure planted a seed in the minds of future Thai kings. They saw the power and efficiency of coinage, which would eventually lead them to create a unique currency of their own, designed specifically for their people and their kingdom. As powerful Thai kingdoms began to form, starting with Sukhothai in the 13th century, their rulers faced a new challenge. They needed a reliable and unified form of money to manage their growing states. Foreign coins were still in circulation, but they came from many different places with different weights and values, which could be confusing. Furthermore, using other kingdoms' money did not show the power and independence of the new Thai rulers. They wanted a currency that was distinctly their own, a symbol of their sovereignty and a practical tool to build their economy. This desire for a unique monetary system was a crucial step in nation building. Before creating their own coins, these early kingdoms used a mix of different forms of currency. The cowrie shells, known in Thai as bia, continued to be used for very small everyday purchases. You might use a handful of shells to buy vegetables at the market. For larger transactions, people used pieces of silver. However, this silver was not in the form of uniform coins. It was often just lumps or bars of metal that had to be weighed for every single transaction. This was better than barter, but it was still inconvenient. A merchant would have to carry a set of scales and weights just to go shopping, and there was always a risk of being cheated with impure silver. The rulers of the emerging Sukhothai Kingdom saw these problems clearly. King Ramkhamhaeng the Great, a famous and visionary leader, is often credited with promoting trade and establishing the foundations of the kingdom. He understood that to have a strong and prosperous kingdom, trade needed to be easy and fair for everyone. A standardized currency would encourage commerce, make tax collection simpler, and help unify the various regions under his control. The time was right to move beyond a messy system of cowrie shells, foreign coins, and bulky silver bars. They needed something better. This need for a practical, standardized, and distinctly Thai currency led to one of the most unique inventions in the history of money: Duang, or what foreigners would later call bullet money. This was not a flat, round coin like the ones we know today. It was a special shape made from a bar of silver bent into a circle, with the ends hammered together. It looked like a small, curled-up creature, which is why its name in Thai, Duang, means curled-up grub. This innovative form of money would become the main currency of Siam for the next 600 years, a true symbol of Thai ingenuity and identity. The introduction of Duang in the Sukhothai Kingdom around the 13th century was a revolutionary moment for the Thai economy. It was created to be the first official, standardized currency of the kingdom. The main reason for its invention was to solve the problems of the existing monetary chaos. With Duang, people no longer had to weigh silver for every trade, and they had a currency that was guaranteed by the king himself. This built trust and confidence in the monetary system. The king's authority was stamped directly onto the money, making it official and reliable. It represented a major step forward in creating a modern state. The name Duang perfectly describes its unusual shape. To make one, a silversmith would take a short, thick bar of silver, of a specific weight. The bar was then bent into a rough circle, and the two ends were hammered together, creating a solid, rounded lump. This shape was very practical. It was durable, and had no sharp edges, so it wouldn't tear the cloth bags people used to carry their money. Foreign traders, unfamiliar with its grub-like appearance, simply called it bullet money because the smaller pieces resembled old-fashioned musket balls. This name stuck and is how Duang is often known in English today. The importance of Duang went beyond its practical use in trade. It was a powerful symbol of the king's power and the kingdom's independence. Each piece of Duang was marked with official stamps. One stamp was the mark of the reigning king's dynasty, often a symbol like the chakra, a discus-like weapon from Hindu mythology. Another stamp indicated the specific king who issued the coin, like a mark of an elephant or a conch shell. These marks were a royal guarantee of the coin's weight and purity. It was like the king was personally saying, "This is real money, and I promise it is worth its value." This new currency transformed trade within the Sukhothai Kingdom and beyond. For the first time, there was a consistent and trustworthy monetary system that everyone could use, from a farmer in a rural village to a wealthy merchant in the capital. This stability encouraged economic growth and made Sukhothai a major center for commerce. The invention of Duang was not just about making a better kind of money. It was about building a stronger, more unified, and more prosperous nation. It was a currency that was truly and uniquely Thai, and it would serve the kingdom for many centuries to come. The process of making Pod Duang was a careful craft, managed by the royal treasury to ensure quality and prevent forgery. It all started with high-quality silver, which was melted down and cast into silver bars of a standard thickness. These bars were then cut into specific lengths, with each length corresponding to a desired weight and value. The main unit of weight was the baht, a traditional Thai measurement that was approximately 15.2 grams. Other smaller units, like the saluang 1/4 of a baht, and the phuong 1/8 of a baht, were also made by cutting the bars into smaller pieces. This standardized weight system was the core of its reliability. Once the silver piece was cut to the correct weight, a skilled artisan would use a hammer to bend it. They would curl the short bar back on itself, forcing the two ends to meet in the middle. Then, with more precise hammer blows, they would seal the ends together, creating the distinctive spherical or bullet-like shape. The coin was intentionally left with a small crease or opening on one side, a characteristic feature of genuine Pod Duang. This unique and difficult-to-replicate shape was an early form of security, making it harder for counterfeiters to produce fake coins compared to simple, flat discs of silver. The most important step was the stamping. After the coin was formed, it was placed on an anvil and struck with two different official dies. One die, typically for the top of the coin, carried the symbol of the kingdom or dynasty. For much of its history, this was the chakra, the symbol of the god Vishnu, which was adopted by Thai kings to represent their royal power. The second die, struck on the side, was the personal emblem of the reigning monarch. This stamp changed with every new king, allowing historians to date the coins. These stamps were a royal seal of approval, guaranteeing both the silver's purity and its weight. The different denominations of Pod Duang were used for all levels of commerce. The large 1 baht coin was a significant amount of money, used for major purchases like land, buffalo, or valuable goods. For smaller daily transactions, people used the lesser denominations like the saluang and the phuong. For tiny purchases at the local market, cowrie shells were still used, with a fixed exchange rate to the silver coins. For example, a certain number of cowrie shells might equal 1 phuong. This multi-layered system, with Pod Duang at its core, created a flexible and effective economy that could handle everything from buying a house to buying a snack. The Pod Duang was so successful that it remained the primary currency of Siam for an incredible 600 years, serving a succession of powerful kingdoms. After its introduction in the Sukhothai Kingdom in the 13th century, its use continued and expanded during the Great Ayutthaya Kingdom, which lasted from 1351 to 1767. Ayutthaya became a massive international trading hub, and its Pod Duang currency was used in transactions with merchants from China, Japan, Persia, and Europe. The kings of Ayutthaya continued the tradition of marking the coins with the chakra symbol and their own personal emblems, which included images of elephants, crowns, and mythical creatures, reflecting the power and wealth of their empire. When the Burmese army destroyed the capital city of Ayutthaya in 1767, the kingdom fell into chaos. King Taksin the Great quickly established a new capital at Thonburi and worked to reunify the nation. During his short but important reign, from 1767 to 1782, he also issued Pod Duang to restore economic stability. These Thonburi-era coins are rarer and often show the trident of Shiva or Trisula as his personal mark, alongside the traditional chakra. The continued production of Pod Duang during this turbulent time was a crucial act to assert his legitimacy as the new king and to ensure that commerce could resume, helping the shattered kingdom get back on its feet. In 1782, the Chakri dynasty was founded by King Rama I, who moved the capital across the river to Bangkok, establishing the Ratanakosin kingdom, which continues to this day. The early Bangkok kings, from Rama I to Rama III, also continued to produce and use Pod Duang as the official currency. The chakra stamp remained the mark of the dynasty, and each king added his own emblem. For example, King Rama I used a simplified chakra, while King Rama IV, also known as King Mongkut, used a crown. This long-lasting tradition shows just how effective and beloved the Pod Duang system was. It was a thread of continuity that connected the different eras of Thai history. Throughout these centuries, Pod Duang was not just for local use, it was an internationally recognized currency. European traders, from Portugal, the Netherlands, and Britain, all recorded their transactions in Siamese taikals, which was their name for the baht unit of the Pod Duang. The consistent weight and trusted royal guarantee made it a reliable currency for international trade in the region. The long and storied history of Phad Duang, from the rice fields of Sukhothai to the bustling international port of Ayutthaya and the foundational years of Bangkok, makes it one of the most enduring and significant currencies in world history. By the mid-19th century, the world was changing rapidly, and Siam was feeling the pressure. Western nations, with their powerful industries and modern technologies, were expanding their influence across Asia. King Rama IV, or Mongkut, who reigned from 1851 to 1868, was a visionary monarch who understood that Siam needed to modernize to maintain its independence. He signed important trade agreements with Western countries, most notably the Bowring Treaty, with Britain in 1855. This treaty opened Siam up to much greater international trade, but it also highlighted the fact that the traditional Phad Duang was becoming outdated and inefficient for this new global economy. The main problem was production. Phad Duang was made by hand, one piece at a time. This was a slow and laborious process. As trade boomed, the royal mint simply could not produce enough bullet money to meet the growing demand. Merchants were often left waiting for currency, which hindered economic activity. Furthermore, the West used modern, machine-made coins that were perfectly uniform and difficult to counterfeit. King Mongkut realized that adopting this modern technology was not just a matter of convenience. It was a symbol of being a modern, civilized nation in the eyes of the West. It was a crucial part of his strategy to protect Siam's sovereignty. The first step toward this great change was experimental. In 1857, Queen Victoria of Great Britain sent a small, hand-cranked minting press to King Mongkut as a gift. He used this machine to produce Thailand's first experimental, flat coins. However, this machine was small and not powerful enough for mass production. Recognizing the need for a proper solution, the king ordered a large, steam-powered minting machine from England. It arrived in 1858, and by 1860, Siam's first modern, machine-made silver coins were being produced. These new coins were round and flat, just like the coins used in Europe. This marked the beginning of the end for the 600-year-old Phad Duang. The new flat coins featured a portrait of the king or royal emblems on one side, and a symbol of the kingdom, like an elephant, on the other. They were much faster and cheaper to produce in large quantities. In 1860, the government officially declared that Phad Duang would no longer be produced, though they remained legal tender for a time to allow for a smooth transition. The shift from the handcrafted, uniquely Thai bullet money to standardized, machine-made flat coins was a monumental change, symbolizing Siam's decisive step into the modern industrial world. For several decades after the introduction of flat coins, silver remained the backbone of the Thai currency system. The new coins, denominated in Baht, Saluang and Phuong, were made of silver and circulated widely. They were trusted because their value was tied directly to the value of the precious metal they contained. This is known as a silver standard. People knew that a 1 baht coin contained approximately 15 grams of silver, giving it real, intrinsic worth. This system worked well throughout the late 19th and early 20th centuries, providing a stable currency for the modernizing nation of Siam, which was officially renamed Thailand in 1939. However, the 20th century brought global economic shocks that would change the role of silver in currency forever. The Great Depression in the 1930s caused the price of silver to fluctuate wildly on international markets. Tying a nation's currency to a commodity with an unstable price became very risky. A country's entire economy could be destabilized by changes in the silver market that were beyond its control. Many countries around the world began to abandon the silver and gold standards, moving toward fiat currency, money that is valuable because the government declares it to be, not because of the metal it is made from. Thailand followed this global trend. To protect its economy, the government began to reduce the amount of silver in its coins. Over time, the coins that were once solid silver were replaced with coins made from less expensive metals like nickel, copper, and tin. The design of the coins remained, featuring the portrait of the king, but the material composition changed completely. By the mid-20th century, silver coins had completely disappeared from general circulation. The money in people's pockets was no longer valuable for its metal content, but for the government's promise to honor its value. This transition marked the final end of an era that had begun with the first silver Phad Duang. For centuries, the word silver, or ngoen, in Thai, was synonymous with the word money. Even today, the Thai word for money is ngoen. the disappearance of silver from circulating coins was a quiet but profound change. It reflected a shift in the very definition of money, from a tangible asset with intrinsic value to a more abstract symbol of economic trust. The days of carrying real precious metal as daily cash were over, replaced by the modern system of fiat currency we use today. Although silver is no longer used for the coins we spend every day, it has not disappeared from the world of Thai currency. Instead, it has found a new and special role. Today, the Royal Thai Mint produces beautiful silver coins known as commemorative coins. These are not meant for buying groceries at the market. They are special issues created to celebrate important national events, royal anniversaries, or significant moments in Thai history and culture. These coins are legal tender, meaning they have an official face value, but their real value lies in their silver content and their status as collectibles. These modern silver coins are highly prized by collectors both in Thailand and around the world. They are minted in limited quantities using state-of-the-art technology, resulting in stunning designs with incredible detail. For example, the mint might issue a silver coin to celebrate a king's 70th birthday, to mark the anniversary of a famous temple, or to honor a significant cultural achievement. These coins often feature intricate portraits of the royal family, detailed images of historic landmarks, or symbols representing Thai heritage. They serve as miniature works of art that capture a piece of the nation's story in precious metal. The production of these commemorative coins connects the present day back to the very origins of Thai currency. Just as the first Duang coins were stamped with royal emblems to signify the king's authority and guarantee their value, modern commemorative silver coins also carry royal and national symbols. They continue the long tradition of using precious metal to honor the monarchy and the nation. For collectors, owning one of these coins is like holding a piece of modern history, crafted from the same material that formed the basis of the Thai economy for over 700 years. In conclusion, the journey of Thailand's silver currency is a fascinating story that mirrors the history of the nation itself. It began with the simple exchanges of a barter economy and evolved with the arrival of foreign traders. The brilliant invention of Duang gave the Thai kingdoms a unique and enduring currency for 600 years, a symbol of sovereignty and ingenuity. The pressures of the modern world led to the adoption of flat, machine-made coins, and global economic shifts eventually removed silver from daily circulation. Today, silver has been reborn as a medium for creating beautiful commemorative treasures, ensuring that this precious metal will always have a special place in the rich monetary history of Thailand.